Hello, welcome to WrestleMSX. I'm Michael.
I'm Sally.
Sami Zayn defeated Rey Fenix and defended his United States Championship.
Tiffany Stratton versus Jade Cargill ended in a draw as both women were counted out. Therefore, Tiffany Stratton retained her title.
And Drew McIntyre defeated Randy Orton. Now, if you'd like to know how that played out...
Truth is back.
Nia Jax is in the building.
Oh, and Cody Rhodes makes an appearance.
Vic Joseph and Booker T are on comms, and after taking a look at what Brock Lesnar did to Cena on last week's SmackDown, we of course start with the Beast incarnate himself. After a few chants of "you suck," Brock readies himself to speak, but gets interrupted by R-Truth. Truth welcomes him back, with Brock then saying he doesn't even know who he is. Brock says he's here for John Cena. Clearly he doesn't watch the show, as Cena said last week he wouldn't be appearing on SmackDown anymore. Anyway, he asks Truth where Cena is. Truth doesn't know. Brock asks why he's in his ring then, with Truth replying that he's here to defend his older brother, his childhood hero, John Cena. After running the same gag again about who he is and being his brother, Lesnar tells Truth he's missing a tooth before F5ing him. Brock's jeans rip while doing the move, with him then leaving the ring. Now, I don't mind this, but Cena said last week he wasn't going to appear on SmackDown anymore. The only thing I can think of is that Suplex City doesn't have internet or television or any kind of reception for anything. There's no reception. So Brock hasn't got a clue that Cena isn't there. Now, okay, I know this was to get him in, but for Brock to come out and think, oh, why is Cena not here? And he said last week, look, I'm not coming. It's just a little bit too far-fetched for me. I don't mind suspending my
disbelief,
but that's just a little bit too far.
Backstage, we see Sami Zayn giving Rey Fenix a United States title shot before we have a vignette from Solo Sikoa. Solo says he's going to take back what he lost, and for others to now live in the shadows of him and his family tree. So Sami, watch out.
He also does mention the Ulafala and losing the Bloodline, but I think he's more interested in the title. Than anything else. So, first up tonight, Sami Zayn against Rey Fenix for the United States title. And after a fast and furious start, with both feigning to go out the ring but stopping themselves by grabbing the ropes, we broke and come back to an Irish whip and then Fénix kicking Zayn from the apron to the outside. He flies out with a corkscrew and then follows up back in the ring with a crossbody and cover for 2.
Rey then counters a Blue Thunder Bomb into a quick cover, again for 2, before a super kick nets him another 2. A missed moonsault allows Zayn to then miss a haluva kick, which then lets Rey hit a DDT and cover once again for 2. After yet another break, we come back to find ourselves on the top rope, with Rey hitting a double stomp to Zayn's back, which drives him to the mat. Cover 2.
Rey lands a beautiful looking moonsault and into cover again for 2, with Sami then catching Rey after bouncing off the ropes into a Blue Thunder Bomb, landing it and covering for 2. An exploder sets up Sami for her haluva kick, but Fénix comes out the corner with a hurricanrana into pin for yet more 2 count action. Rey then misses a corner move, allowing Zayn to hit another exploder, a haluva kick and cover, finally getting the 1, 2, 3. Good match, by the way, very good match.
We see a clip from earlier in the day with Giulia and Kiana James speaking a little smack to B-Fab, which of course gives us reason for our next match, Giulia versus B-Fab.
Before that though, we have a video from the Wyatts. Bo asks where the Profits go from here, having lost in Paris, with Rowan saying their brotherhood is infected and that they should either amputate or let the disease consume them. Bo adds they're not the ones to blame and asks where the Profits go from here. So are we finally getting the teased separation? Just get on with it.
So back to B-Fab against Giulia with James at ringside. Fab attacks James before the match, which causes Giulia to attack Fab and beat her on the outside before sending her ringside, where James continues the beatdown. Giulia re-enters the ring and hits a Rivalry, which brings out Michin and her buddy Ken Do Stick. James goes to head Michin off, but gets battered, with Giulia then avoiding the attacking Michin and rolling out the ring. The heels then head back up the rampway.
So I think we saw this coming last week with Michin and B-Fab against Giulia and Kiana James. We didn't mention this at the top of the show because nothing happened. It didn't even get going.
No.
But I am looking forward to hearing more from Ken Do Stick.
Yeah, sounds like a good.
We then learn, even though we and many of you probably already know, that WrestleMania 43 will be held in Saudi Arabia.
We have a vignette from Aleister Black, with him not saying a great deal, to be honest. It was aimed at Damian Priest, with Black saying, "Violence against violence, and he shall be its prophet." So, as usual, it's clear as mud.
Oh, absolute nonsense. Next up, talking of nonsense, next up, Jade Cargill versus Tiffany Stratton for the WWE Women's Championship. It's all Cargill to begin with, countering Stratton and overpowering her before slamming her and covering for two. Jade then couldn't hold a vertical suplex, with Stratton then going for a dragon screw from the corner, which she didn't really get hold of, but we end up in a cover for two.
Stratton then took refuge on the ropes, with Cargill then running at her. Only Jade missed Stratton and went to the outside. Stratton didn't move. Cargill just decided to go between the ropes, with this match now descending into a poor showing. Stratton followed with a crossbody as we took a break. We come back to Cargill hitting a fall-away slam and a missed corner attack, with Stratton then attempting a spinebuster, which, as usual, looked absolutely shit. Just practice. It's literally your job. Practice your moves. You've never been good at spinebusters, so work on
I
it.
don't know why they don't work on moves. Like, that's your job. You're getting paid to do these things, so practice.
Make it look good.
There is no shame in practicing. Anyway, I like that you're saying as it is. Love it. Stratton counters a powerbomb attempt into a hurricanrana, followed up with her handspring corner attack, double stomp and swanton. They look fine. Cargill kicks out on two. After a rolling senton, Stratton goes for the PME, but Cargill gets up, gets Stratton off the rope and hits her with a blue thunderbomb and covers for two.
A quick roll-up gets Stratton another two, with this then followed up with an Alabama slam and missed prettiest moonsault ever. Jade then manages a pump kick, which leaves both women down. We have a yeah boo off, with the fight then going to the apron. Cargill spears the ring post after Stratton dodged out the way and follows up with a double stomp and missed moonsault to the outside.
Cargill takes advantage and spears Stratton through timekeepers, which leaves both women down. As they lay there, we then hear the bell, as both women have been counted out, with the match ending in a draw. As the ring announcer told us this, Nia Jax appeared and took both women out. Cargill with a Samoan drop and Stratton with an Annihilator. I think we kind of knew she was coming back because she was on SmackDown last week. So she had a break, so she's coming back.
Yeah. Backstage, we see Chelsea Green harassing Nick Aldis for a tag title shot, with Aldis saying they can face the winners of Flair and Bliss versus Izzy Dame and Tatum Paxley on next week's SmackDown. The two teams face each other on NXT's Homecoming next Tuesday. The Miz then sees Aldis and mentions title opportunities, but Aldis cuts him off, saying he's already spoken to Carmelo Hayes and told him that if he wants to grab an opportunity, he can. Miz thinks Hayes has asked for a tag title shot, with Nick about to correct him, but in the end deciding not to and walking off. Hayes hasn't asked for a tag title shot, as we'll discover later.
We have a retrospective look at John Cena versus Brock Lesnar before we see Dominik Mysterio telling his daddy that when he wins at Worlds Collide, he can put the AAA Championship around his waist. Rey says he will before heading off, with Finn Bálor then entering shot. Bálor tells Dom the best way to show he's the best luchador of all time is by winning the title alone. Thanks for your help, Finn.
We then see Sami Zayn speaking with Kathy Kelly. Zayn says that Fénix is a future star and there will be more future open challenges for his title. As he says this, Carmelo Hayes walks up to him and asks for a shot at the title. Zayn agrees and then tells him not to miss. Zayn goes. Hayes turns around and right into Miz. Miz isn't too happy that Hayes is going for the US title, but says he'll guide Hayes down the right path.
So, last match of the night, Drew McIntyre versus Randy Orton. Orton has the opening moments with mounted punches before sending Drew to the outside just as we break. We come back to a suplex from Orton and then Drew working Orton's knee, which he tweaked just before the break. McIntyre puts Orton in a figure four, which Orton manages to reverse, only for Drew to grab the bottom rope, causing Orton to release the hold.
A belly to back sends Drew to the outside, with Orton following only to be back body dropped onto the announcer's desk before we break once again. When we come back, we're back in the ring with Drew working on Orton's knee once again. Orton halts it with a poke to the eye, with Drew then trying the figure four again, only to end up being kicked to the outside.
After some back and forth that's not worth mentioning, Orton manages a power slam and then looks for the draping DDT, only Drew escapes to the outside. Orton follows and this time hits the back body drop onto the announcer's desk twice before getting back into the ring and eating a claymore. Orton rolls out the ring, with Drew going after him to bring him back in. Only when Drew re-enters the ring after putting Orton back in, he suffers an RKO.
Orton is busted open, no idea how. Hits Drew with a draping DDT and then lines up a punt. Drew dodges it, pushes Orton and then lands the claymore. McIntyre then covers Orton for the victory. After the match, Drew continues to beat up Orton and send him to the outside, looking for a drop kick through the announcer's desk. As he's about to pull the trigger, Cody's music hits with the American Nightmare and the Scottish Warrior then going at it in the middle of the ring.
A Cody cutter sends Drew from the ring, with Rhodes then getting a mic and telling him the champ is back. Rhodes then tells Drew he'll see him at Wrestlepalooza, I thought he was going to say next week, as SmackDown fades to black. So they're really stuck in this
yeah, they seem to be.
Wrestlepalooza, aren't they? Giving it that big old
Love
push.
that name.
Yeah, well, I wonder if Palooza means something. I mean, if you do know, let us know. I mean, it's got to mean something. You wouldn't just come out, might mean big bash or party or event of some kind. I'd give that Jade Cargill Stratton match a miss. I don't really know what. See, I've never felt they've had good chemistry.
No.
To be honest, they might have a one or two decent, but whenever they wrestle, I don't know. Perhaps because they're still kind of, they're not new, but they are new.
Because I know that Jade isn't the strongest. Not as in strongest.
Oh no, yeah,
but
physically.
With performing, the moves and everything, she's not the best.
Professionally,
I know.
20 years in ring action.
And from what I've seen from Stratton, she's always looked good. But then that might be who she's with in the ring.
Possibly.
So if Jade's not there and Stratton's not quite there.
Well, you elevate one another.
Exactly, but they did not.
Too young. No, they just, I don't know, they just don't see. If you think they're different, then, you know, you're more than welcome to let us know. But I just don't feel that they work well together. No. You want them together because you're like, oh yeah, but
exactly,
they're just not gelling. Anyway, now for Michael's moment of the night, the moment you've all been waiting for. This could be a match, a line, a look, a promo, something funny, interesting, serious, quirky and or different. Just something that catches my eye. Obviously it has to wait until the end because I do it halfway through and it's something that happens at the end. It's kind of a spoiler. So, Michael's moment of the night is the greatest wrestler of all time, Shawn Michaels, shaking hands with The Undertaker. No, not really. It's probably the Zayn match. Like last week, it was a cracking opening match. Yeah. Zayn and Cena, brilliant match last week. Zayn and Fénix, brilliant opening match this week. The only thing with Zayn is, he always just kicks out on two. Every time. We know we know you're the hero. We know you're going to win. But it's just every time. It's just there's too many covers.
True underdog.
Yeah, it's just too many. But that match, give it a watch if you get a chance. Anyway, any thoughts or views you'd like to share? As we've already stated, please leave them in the comments below.
Don't forget to go and check out our musings video with thoughts and opinions of the last week of WWE because a new one drops every Wednesday.
Once again, thank you for watching.
And we'll see you Tuesday for Raw.